Hello, my fellow Nigerians. Just imagine kettle calling a pot black. Hey, in Nigeria's national statement delivered at the 79th sessions of the United Nations General Assembly, late Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu protested to world leaders by decrying global priorities that perpetuated poverty and hunger and neglect urgent humanitarian needs. Tinubu frowned on the misalignment between resources allocated to prosecuting wars by world leaders and those dedicated to alleviating human suffering in developing countries. He called for a recommitment to multilateralism among UN members states and warned against the rise of singularity and nationalism, stressing the dangers of digression from multilateralism. Tinubu said, "Today, these pillars of our organization are threatened. They risk being broken by the relentless pursuit of individual national priorities rather than the collective needs of the nations that are assembled here today, while commitment to multilateralism offers us the surest guarantee of a global action to address the existential challenges we face. Singularity and nationalism are undermining the aspirations towards the peaceful and collective resolution of such challenges. From last year's summit, and indeed from previous years, we have carried over the numerous challenges of terrorism, armed conflict, inequality, poverty, racial discrimination, human rights abuses, food crisis, hunger, irregular migration, piracy, global pandemics, hyperinflation, nuclear proliferation, grinding debt burden, climate change, and a host of other vexations. The continued manifestation of these challenges testifies to our failings rather than to any lofty achievements on our part. Billions of dollars are being committed to the prosecution of wars and the fanning of the embers of conflict. Yet, we always recoil from bringing out the resources we need to build peace and to deliver life's necessities to people. The question of governance is at the heart of our problems and also the solution of them. We recognize this in Nigeria when on 12th June this year, we celebrated a quarter of a century of unbroken democratic rule. We are no less proud of this achievement than the fact that during the last 2 decades, a sustained process of democratization has swept over Africa. President Tinubu asked world leaders at the high-level meeting to consider a comprehensive debt relief for Nigeria and other developing countries to enable them make progress economically. We must ensure that any reform of the international financial system includes comprehensive debt relief measures to enable sustainable financing for development. Countries of the global south cannot make meaningful economic progress without special concessions and a review of their current debt burden, Tinubu stated. The Whistler records that Tinubu's plea for debt forgiveness is similar to the previous call by former President Muhammadu Buhari at the 76th session of the United Nations General Assembly, asking world leaders to consider developing states facing fiscal and liquidity challenges and consider them for debt suspension, including outright cancellation. Beyond the debt issue, Tinubu reiterated Nigeria's long-standing demand for a permanent seat on the UN Security Council. Africa must be accorded the respect that it deserves in the Security Council. Our continent deserves a place in the permanent members category of the Security Council, with the same rights and responsibilities as other permanent members, Tinubu said. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the annual global meeting, Tinubu decried the steep descent to singularity and nationalism, which, according to him, are undermining the quest for peaceful and collective resolution of global challenges. The Nigerian leader also expressed concern over the recent wave of unconstitutional changes of government in Africa, attributing them to the fragility of democracy when not supported by economic development and sustained peace and security. He urged the international community to address the root causes of these issues, including poverty, hunger, and inequality. On the economic front, Tinubu advocated for reforms in the international financial architecture and a transparent multilateral trading system. He called for practical measures to strengthen international cooperation towards recovery of proceeds of corruption and illicit financial flows. Prior to delivering Nigeria's national statement, Vice President Shettima had met Finnish President Alexander Stubb, during which he solicited the support of Finland in Nigeria's pursuit of a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. Nigeria has 25 years of uninterrupted democracy, and in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's is a president with huge democratic credentials and commitment. With him in the saddle, Africa and the larger world will be safe, futuristic, acceptable, and more peaceful. Vice President Shettima stated. See, I think you are hearing what Tinubu is saying through the VP. Girl, devil is really working in this country. Can you imagine? Kettle calling pot black. This is what we call kettle calling pot black. Mainly. Now, wow. Nigeria, we have a long way to go. This is shameless. How will a president who ignored his country's citizen hunger and decided to spend 13 trillion naira on a Lagos-Calabar coastal road protest to world leaders of ignoring our hunger and spend billions of dollars on wars? All these our leaders are funny. When you get outside, you say Nigeria are a developing country. But in all your activities, you live large and compare yourself to USA. So how do you want them to believe you? Listen to how much your senator get every money and listen to how much a senator is in USA get every month, and you want them to pardon your debt. Play or think that you are fools. Only did that to Obasanjo, so he will not think of going back to military reign, so he can continue with democracy. You are all lying. You are all lying. You are all rogues. So who is going to believe you? Nobody is going to believe you. Senseless talk. The people you are asking for debt forgiveness will go to their offices, riding on a bicycle or entering trains, whereas you Nigerians leaders will be driving around with convoys of expensive bulletproof SUVs and acquiring multi-million missions and estates. The UN hardly will consider Tinubu's protest. The world is watching. Despite the people's outcry, a country that is facing economic hardship will not get in the spending sprees. She will manage her resources and not spending extravagantly on new presidential jets while previous ones are functional. The government will not also go in convoys of thousands of vehicles or organizing lavish birthday parties or celebrations. These things going on are pointers that Nigeria doesn't experience anything bad. Who will believe you? You are living in a luxurious life. You said that they should forgive you all your debts. It's a lie. Who does that? My people, my people. See what our people are saying. The government, Nigerian government, they want the world to forgive them their debts, whereas they are living in a luxurious life. The masses are suffering. They don't care. In the comment section, comment, say your opinion. Subscribe to this channel. Like, share. God bless Nigeria. Thanks and God bless. Amen.